Okay, well, we got started in, I think it was 1982, and he'd done oil field, he'd done salesman, he'd done financing, he'd just about done everything, and he still hadn't had his niche in life. And finally, he just thought, let's go get a bunch of machines and put them in the skating rink, and they're video games like Pac-Man and Frogger, and so we can start an insurance business. I said, okay.
Before insurance, I remember him doing Christmas trees. We sold fireworks. We've done video games. We moved to Santa Fe for a brief stint while he did a financial part with the business. And then he found insurance, and that became his love.
He would have a Christmas tree stand, and he would sell Christmas trees. He would at the skating rink, we had arcade video games, and I remember always going to there, collecting the coins, and we never wanted to leave because we wanted to play, me and my sisters. And I remember us doing a photo shoot there when we were younger with the Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man machine. And I remember going, then he had fireworks stands during the 4th of July. And
going back to the days when, we had the dollar saver together, that's when we spent a lot of time with Bill and Pat. And we sold Christmas trees one year in front of the mall, and basically we lived at in front of the mall for about a month doing that. But yeah, spending time with them, going to garage sales and riding in an old truck, good memories of what we had.
So we had 3 daughters, and we're like 6, 3, and 9, 6, and 3. So we bought the video games, and put them in the skating rink. And every Monday I'd go collect quarters, and that was what got us through as a payroll until we got our business up and running. So then he just got us. He had a 1-room office with two desks in there, and whenever he needed someone to fill in for the lunch hour, I would go down there. I'd take Christy, our youngest. She was like 3, and she would I'd make a bed behind the desk, and she'd lay back there and go to sleep while I'm working. And
so I was 3 years old when they opened it up. I obviously have no memory, but I feel like I have memory because of the stories. When my mom, I would be in the back of the desk as a baby, so I always say I was born and raised in the business and didn't have a shot from the beginning.
Well, I've known Bill a pretty long time, so 20 years now, I think it would be, somewhere in that neighborhood. So as long as I've been dating his daughter, I've known Bill, so put it like that, since I was 15 years old. So.
We moved to Farmington in 1977. That's when I got transferred here. We started attending First Baptist Church shortly after that. That's where we met Bill and Pat, and then the kids. Turned out they just lived around the corner from us. They lived on Tucker, and we lived on 13th.
I got to know him out while working at the country club and everything, and then I actually worked for his mom and his Uncle Bernie over at Chef Bernie's, and my mom had worked for him and also stuff like that too, so I've known him for a while.
I can recall Bill and his brother Jack in elementary school, and then of course probably knew him better in junior high and then into high school.
I met Bill back in the 80s. Him and my father knew each other, and he gave me a job.
When you asked me about that you were buying the building, you came to Walney, and I'm sure you and him had talked about putting my house up for mortgage for you to buy ABI, and I'm sure you and Volney had talked about it. I can remember you walking back and forth. You were a little bit nervous.
I could have been one of Bill's earliest clients when he started in the insurance business. He opened up office, and I don't know whether it was called AVI in Animas Valley at that time, but he was in the Advanced Supply building over on Carlton. He rented an office from the groomers over there, and he sold us an insurance policy, life insurance. I'm sure that's the reason I made Bill successful today, so, from that big policy that I bought back in those days.
Bill, well, not pretty much. Bill has been my only commercial insurance provider since probably 1987, 86, somewhere in there, and we've had a lot of good business relationships. It's obvious that it's been a good working deal.
When I was 12, I started cleaning offices for the office. So that was like my
main job.
That was my job. I started cleaning the offices twice a week with my mom.
So I was a receptionist probably when I was 15, and I did like the work, go to school half a day, work half a day. So I was the receptionist up front for both my father and his brother, the attorney, because they shared an office. And so that was, I probably did that 15 to 18. And that was a lot of, well, actually more than 15 to 20, because 20 is when I left.
So I moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, worked in that office, and started my insurance career in 2000. And so have been there since, have grown to love it. I loved being in the family business and working with my dad. I don't know anything else.
He did have to put in like 12 hours a day, and I was busy with the girls and trying to get them to all their sports and everything. So we really any time we had together was a great time, and he put a lot into it, and it shows. And he's had a lot of struggles and a lot of stress, which comes with the job. But he always came home and played with the girls and was there for me. I was pretty busy with the girls, so he was a great dad.
Well, I think one of the things is with both him and my parents is they have instilled God into our lives, which has ultimately put us to where we're at. I mean, first and foremost, they've always put God first and then family, period, end of story. And one of the things that a couple of his stories, it was going to be a shutdown. Either this is going to work or we're going to have to shut down. And he just prayed and he put his faith in God to let me know if this is what I'm supposed to do. And even growing up, him and my mom, things weren't perfect, and he never proclaimed or portrayed to be perfect, but he knew, and we all knew we had a forgiving God and a gracious God. And that in turn taught us that it's okay when it's okay to not be okay. We've got an amazing God that we can rely on and help us get through it. He's the one that helped him and us get to where we're at today.
So my dad has relied on God throughout his entire life. God is number one. He's also made God number one in our family and in our lives. And when it comes to the business, and when something wasn't being done right, or we were about to lose something or can't pay the bills, he always relied on God. One thing that he always taught us, though, is you always give your 10%. Always. Because God will always provide. And I'm going to get emotional. And we've seen it through and through, that God always provides and our needs are always met. And that's one thing he has taught our entire family. He goes, we may not pay the bills, but we're going to pay our tithe because God's got this.
His faith is everything, and it's the strong point of our whole foundation of our family. And he's taught me how to help others and to give. I'm more of a giver than a receiver, just like him. He loves to give and help, and and it might, if it's $1, last dollar, he'd be there to help anyone. And even he helps me people, even though they kind of cross him and whatever, but he still picks right back up and still helps people, because he just, the love of God, just, we give forward, move forward. And, anytime we can spread the word about God, he's going to do it, and it's helping out somebody or being there for somebody. And, it's just, he's just been an awesome role model to me and a lot of my friends, and even though I'm not there much, but I love seeing him just around his friends and just how, he's just a pretty cool dude.
Well, I think, almost all of us work in the agency or have worked. Even our middle sister Marcy worked in it for a little bit. But it's very important, and it's been awesome to work with him in the family business. And we even had my daughter, it was a couple summers ago, we had her come in and do the shredding, and she felt so proud. And even my son will come in the office occasionally. He'll sit at a desk, make it look like he's working because he feels like he's a part of it. It's a family business, and it's been awesome. We've been able to lean on each other and God through the tough times and the hard days.
He's a big family guy, huge. Coming in from the outside, I have a great family too, so please don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like what Bill does with his family. We stuff together. We're always together. It's almost like a good privilege. If you're an outsider, I always said if anybody were to, marry into this family, you're marrying into a family because we do things like a family, respond like a family. We're extremely tight, through group texts, through just being together, always, in constant conversation, but sitting at the table, Sunday dinners, you name it. It's always been like that. It's probably the most amazing thing I've ever been a part of, and I'm very blessed to be a part of because it feels good. You feel like you're a part of something. And my family's, we're close, but we're very fragmented and we're very separated. So I've never experienced anything like that, and it's always been like that. It's super tight. Really, really amazing. And he's always been the leader of that. He's always showed the leadership role in that. Pat is like the glue, but he's always been the leader, and it's always been that way. It's always been cool.
I remember, I can't remember what age I was, but I remember he would always used to read the newspapers, and I used to hit them and mess with him as he's reading. And I remember we used to make root beer floats a lot and had them for dessert almost every night.
My memories from going on vacations like Turks and Caicos, and him playing his harmonica and doing his yo-yo and showing us all up, and making his burritos in the morning and stuff like that. That's one of my most favorite memories of him.
I think it's made all of us grow more into loving Christ because even just in Christmas, we'll have a devotion just of Jesus Christ on Christmas. And I think because, not just because he loves it, but just seeing how much he loves Christ, it makes all of us love Christ even more.
So we used to go to Las Vegas for Thanksgiving a lot, and that's one of my most favorite times with him, whenever we're in the Las Vegas house, like a little getaway with him. But any vacation with him is a good vacation.
You gotta talk a little bit louder so they can hear.
Okay, I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous. Tell them what you like to do when you rumble.
Play.
Can you talk to the camera?
Play.
You like to play? It's rumble. They like to rumble, so they wrestle around. What does he throw you around?
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll come over to my house during Sunday nights or something like that, and it's usually whenever he gets home from Las Vegas or something, and I haven't seen him for a while, so this is pretty special. And we always do little Bible trivia things. So, he asks me a question about the Bible, and then I ask him a question about the Bible, and then he goes on, and that's a really enjoyable moment for me to start. It's a bonding experience. and just being there with him, talking about something extremely important is just amazing in my opinion.
We rumbled, we lay together, sleep together, play with each other, scare with each other.
If it wasn't for my dad having his own business, him and my mom took me every single weekend, and it was never a question of if they could or what, but he always did it, put money aside, and he could take off, and was always at all of my sporting events. Bill was
he was a little intimidating, not bad, but there was a slight intimidation. I mean, he was the girlfriend, the dad of my girlfriend. He was really cool though. I do remember one time when we were young, he had a pool table in his house, and he has this pool trick. So, you put your hand on the pockets, and then he puts a quarter down there, and he's gonna hit the ball, and he's like, whatever you do, don't move your hand. Well, what's happening is the ball skips off of the quarter, and it hits you know where. So, but he was a cool guy, so I enjoyed him right out of the gate.
He puts family first. He puts his family first, and that's led over to no matter what's going on, he believes that he allows us to put our families first as well. He believes that family does come first. Something's going on, like, I'm sorry you have to miss work. He's like, no, family comes first. Because that's how he believes too. And that's one of the most important things. I see how I work with, Heather and Christy and Brandon. I don't know if Brandon really works, but I work with them, and I see how hard they work too, and how their dad has taught them the value of working hard and always doing better and making yourself better.
Like I said, my dad and Bill go back to the 80s. And my dad passed away in 2015, and my dad passed away in 2013. Mom passed away in 2015. Both times they let me come and go as I needed to. And work's kind of my stable place. That's where I go, I don't have much family. I have a son who's living with me now, who's in his 30s, but I don't have much family. And anytime I needed to go, anytime I needed to do something, there were no questions asked. And I see Bill do it with his family. I've seen it do it with his mom, his grandkids. He loves to go watch Aubrey play basketball. And he sets that example, families first, and you know it when you work for him. And you are allowed the same latitude. If that phone rings and your family needs you, you're out the door. No questions asked.
His business sense, I know that he feels like that is a gift from God. That is one of Bill's gifts. His giving, his drive to succeed. He gives all things glory to God for all of that. I see that in his family, and how he's got them in business with him, how much time he spends with family. His mom, loves his mom. I know I've seen even with his brothers, he's a loving, giving man.
Well, I know, God's first, but then family's right there, right next to it. And he set the foundation for all of his girls. No boys yet until now, Daddy and Christian, but he's just, he's always been father first to all of us. Even though he's worked so much, he's always showed that he loves us and unconditionally, and he's always provided for us. Even though if we had so little, you would never know that, because the love that they shared for us made up for all of that. And and as he's grown, and it's been blessings to us, because we get to have those memories with our families and go on vacations, and and be able to do family things because of the hard work that my father's been doing for all of us. And so yes, he's just an amazing family man who's always caring about our feelings, and and providing for us, and guiding us through our future and trying to figure out our future. And I'm the black sheep of the family, so yes, I'm the one who's still trying to figure out my future. But I have an awesome dad who's still there for me and who's guiding me.
Well, it's number one on his list. We've always, he's always made sure we were taken care of financially and everything we needed. And we go to all try to go to all the grandkids' games. We went to all the daughter games, and then we went. So now we're trying to get to all the grandkids' games. But we went on a vacation, him and I alone, for Thanksgiving, and we went to Hawaii. You know, a nice place, beautiful place, and watched a golf tournament there. But came Thanksgiving Day, and we're sitting here, and we don't have any place to eat or do anything. So we went to this restaurant, this hotel, went through their buffet, and we're going, we want to go home. We want our family. So that was a big thing. After that, we never took vacations without the kids. They're just the joy of our life, and the grandkids. They're just a special part of our whole being.
We did a family trip to Turks and Caicos, and we went to the resort beaches, and it's an all-inclusive, and the reason that's important is because our family likes to eat, and so we needed to be able to eat 24/7 and make sure it was included. But it was one of those trips that I don't think we've ever spent like 7 full days together, like 24 hours, and long trips on the planes and missed flights and all that good stuff. And it was the absolute best trip that we've ever taken together. Not one argument, disagreement. We all just laughed and loved on each other and enjoyed the ocean, enjoyed the friendship, the love. It was just, I think it just even made us even that much closer. We really look forward to all the time that we all get to spend together as a family, whether it's holidays, one day together. Obviously, we get to work together, and honestly, when one of us are gone, it is not the same. And it's crazy how that works, but we do. We have family. We have a cousin who works with us as well. But our family is just, it's what we have. It's what we just do. We're so fortunate because we all love each other and we all get along. And my family or my parents would rather us have memories now than later. And so every time that we have an opportunity to be together as a family, we do. And it just carries over to our church life, our work life, our personal life. So it's God and our family. And we're just so fortunate that our family, we fight for each other in the sense of keeping us together and not letting the little things tear us apart from each other.
Well, Bill has a very strong faith, and he is constantly reminding us that we need to have strong faith and strengthen our faith. I mean, he sends out Bible verses almost every morning, and it's just a reminder, of who we're really serving in this life. He's been a very big example in my life of what a man looks like leading a home through a Christian aspect. So I've emulated that in my household very much so.
We'll send scriptures to each other in the mornings through a group text, which is pretty phenomenal. Every year at Christmas, my dad does a devotion, and it goes back through the year about work, church, life, family, and everything that we do is God's the center of all of it. Through all of it, thick and thin, God is who we go to and who we rely on.
Okay, well, my name is Deborah Lisenby, and I'm the area director for Special Olympics. And I started with Special Olympics in '99 and 2000, and in about 3 years, they needed a place to play golf and softball and swim. And the first place we went was Cold Call on Bill Fortner. And I had known other members of his family through my life, but I had never met Bill. And within minutes, yes, he was presenting a sponsor for Special Olympics. Just an easy yes. And Bill is the type of person, if he commits to something, he totally commits to something. It wasn't just writing a check. It was an involvement to make sure we were a success. And so it wound up, his family were playing the games with us as unified partners and coaches. They were running the venues for us as the officials and timers and scorekeepers, and the whole business got involved, and just we made sure that we had one of the best events with the most dignity and respect and a time of their life for these athletes. And I think that's one of the things I admire so much about Bill is, when you meet him, you see this kind, happy, kind of goofy sometimes guy. And behind all of this is someone that is totally committed to making life better.
There's a small group of us that have been here essentially all of our lives, that grew up here. Bill knows what it's like to get up in the morning and have a sparse breakfast and a sparse lunch, and Bill's still today a pretty humble, simple. It don't take a lot to keep Bill going, and when Bill has access, he'll pass it around like he has in the community, like with the pregnancy center or the church, or and Bill's belief in his faith is deep-seated. It come from his mom, and he grew up that way. He's always been a very humble, respected person in the community.
So my first experience with Bill was as a board member at the Crisis Pregnancy Center. I felt like Bill brought a lot of business sense to the board, and I just appreciated his love for the center. Bill was very generous, and we had lots of very, very good supporters. I'm not saying that, but I know Bill was a consistent supporter for the entire 15 years that I was the treasurer. So,
I've just seen him do things, not announced, but just watching from the shadows and how he operates. But he's a strong Christian. He has great moral values. The things that he believes in, he believes strongly.
All these doors are opening because of people like Bill in this community that support and give our athletes a chance to show who they are, not what they're not. So, and I think that's, you'll hear this about Bill Fortner, lots of things, as I got to know him, I would run into other people that he has lifted up and helped. And he does this all quietly. He's not out there, look what I did, he's out there as a servant. And that's really unique. That's something, and I think that's why he's made such an impact on the community, because a lot of people don't know it. But this is what Bill has done. So, and that's the way he wants it. He lifts up the person for the person to shine, not himself.
It just comes from his upbringing in the Bible. It comes actually straight from the Bible. The beliefs of what it says in the Bible, and it's just important to, just to always be there for the community and try to help out people and be kind and to love and to nourish and to help and just try to do your part in the world and be a better person.
I think he realized how blessed he is. And if you go back to the scriptures, it says those who have been given much, unto whom is given much, much is expected. And I think it goes back to that. He's very grounded in the gospel. He knows it.
I think he just believes in taking care of the community. He believes in maybe the underdog, taking care of the underdog, taking care of the less fortunate, because he wasn't always the fortunate. And people helped him and his family, and so I believe he thinks it's the right thing to do. He gives people chances that other people don't. Let other people have those opportunities.
I think because of also like where he came from, I think he wants to help those people in need, which makes us want to help those people in need. I think he wants to lead us by example, not by word. So I think he does it to not only help the community, but also show the family what giving back is all about.
Well, he really enjoyed the Special Olympics, and then he got involved with it, and we went and helped with the baseball games. And one of the neat things was that he was the announcer, and he made a big deal out of each kid that came up to bat, and he would say their name. And one kid came up to bat, and Bill didn't say his name because he was kind of preoccupied, and the kid's sitting there waiting. And he's waiting, and so Bill says, "Oh, so-and-so's up to bat." And that guy got all excited, and he goes running up there and gets ready to bat. And this just made Bill's days. They're all just special kids. And then the Animus Crisis Center, they were always real good to let us know what's going on with their organization. And it meant a lot to us to save babies that were unborn. And that was dear to our heart too, that we didn't like abortion, and he was involved with them like from day one that they opened.
Well, I think one of the main motives is we want to save lives. Sorry. It's kind of an emotional thing. I don't think anybody that volunteered there had any other desire but to see women come to know Christ, number one, and to value life. Outside of those two things, what else is there? So
that's his heart, is to help people, and it's almost sometimes to a fault. He'll help anybody and everybody, and those are two special places in our hearts. I mean, Animus pregnancy, because we don't believe in abortion, and any way he can help save a kid or just give them hope or whatever it is, he'd do it in a drop of a hat, and he would do the same thing right now. And the same thing with this Special Olympics. I mean, he loves everybody, and then those kids just truly appreciate him and love him and don't see any fault in him. And but he's just a caring guy. He will give you the shirt off his back to anybody. Even if you've wronged him in the past, he'll still give you the shirt off the back. No questions asked.
Probably 13 years ago, my dad asked me to come work for him. And I said, okay, but not on the insurance side, just all of your other businesses. And he says, fine. 6 months later, I'm licensed, and I'm working in employee benefits. And 13 years later, here I am. And I love coming to work. It's been the best experience that I could have ever asked for. And my sister, my brother-in-law, and my father all work together. And it's, we wouldn't know what to do without each other. It's just such a great connection, being able to work together.
So when I came on board, he had an appointment with a company called Great West Casualty, and they are a large trucking insurance company, and they have just a few select agents throughout the U.S. And to this day, we're actually their only agent, number one largest agent in New Mexico, which is a huge honor.
So Bill came to me right before I was fixing to get married to Christy, and he said, hey, I'd like to offer you a job. So I was like, okay, well, that sounds like an interesting proposition. I didn't really think I really didn't want to do insurance. So I was like, well, and I thought about it, prayed about it. And I was like, something, I'll give it a shot. And I talked to him in the office in IDC, and he, said, only thing I said was, Bill, whatever it is, I do not want to sell insurance. Please just don't make me sell insurance. Okay? And he's like, fine. Well, about 3 years later, I was selling insurance. So, but the truth be told, it was probably the best thing that could ever happen to me. So,
Bill kept trying to get me to, he'd come into the country club and try to get me to go to work and over there for him. And I was like, I know nothing about insurance. Okay, I still don't. But it had finally come to the point where I just was like ready to go. And I'd always seen how he treated his employees and how much they liked him and stuff like that. And he's always been so good to me. We changed from Animas Valley Insurance to AVI Risk Management and Insurance Brokers. And it's that way we had a national name, not, I guess, a local name. Everybody knows what Animas is locally. Nationwide, people can't even pronounce it. So they don't know what Animas Valley is. And a majority of our clients are nationwide, they're not local. And we wanted to make a better presence as far as national goes, so we changed our name and our logo to ABI Risk Management Insurance Brokers, and that's just help us nationwide with the clients that we have, and it's not as confusing to people. And so we don't want to look. We want the small town feel, but we don't want the national level to look at us like small town. We want to play with the big boys.
I'm either the oldest one or the oldest one of two business customers, of Bill's. We have never, Bill's been over backwards to help me. Bill's done some things that for my business, and I have a 35-year-old son that's a business partner. Bill has done some things to help us structure our business and has made it work every year when it comes quote time, and everything worked good. We're going to miss him. We're definitely going to miss him in the insurance industry. We're going to miss Bill.
I always said about Bill that, Bill, you're either going to be you're going to be so broke, or you're going to be a multimillionaire. There's no in between for Bill. There was just that much. I'm not saying he's a gambler, but he was a risk tolerance. Bill had a lot more risk tolerance than I did, but I think that made for a good relationship.
Like I said, you've always treated your employees like they were part of your family at work, and that has a lot to do with how you business grew, and they helped you help LVI be what it is today.
Yeah, so for me, I've been there, this will be 13 years in May. So I've been there a long time. So I've got to see it go through a lot of transitions, a lot of changes. I've watched it grow. I've watched the staff change. I've seen some amazing victories, in the business. A lot of good things, I watched AVI do a lot of good things, and change a lot of people's lives. May it be from taking care of the people that Bill has hired, watching Bill work and changing my work ethic, all kinds of things, and the way AVI gives back to the community.
You can call him 24/7. He's got clients that call him on the weekends. Hey, Bill, I need this, or hey, Bill, this has happened. He loves people, and he loves to make them happy and to service them, and he'll do what it takes. And I think that's what's got him to where he's at, because people even if we have the higher price, they don't care because they know the service they're going to get.
Well, let's just say I'll use my sister and myself for examples, because we both have leadership roles now, but we had to work for them. It's something but he gave us the skills to start learning how to be a leader, and if we could prove ourselves, then he would put us in a position. And that's one thing. He'll provide tools to lead people, provide tools for them to become leaders, and it's going to be up to the person and their potential on where they fit in.
I have known Bill since late 1990, early 1991. And I met Bill first, and he's much better at sharing this story, but they made a commitment to us for a certain premium volume, and I will share with you that they met that commitment. They kept their end of the bargain, and here we are, in 2018, and we still have, I think, a very strong business relationship with the whole group. Bill is a man of his word, and when he makes a commitment, he stands behind it, and that's I won't say it's rare in our business, but there's a great deal of loyalty on the part of Animas Valley AVI in the beginning of the relationship that you don't find every day in this business.
And so when we won, they got up and gave a speech about why they deserve to be Business of the Year and all of the special things that they've done for the community and for Special Olympics. And that was the Farmington Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year.
When I came on board to start doing business with Great West, the CEOs, the CFOs, they all knew who my dad was. And I mean, it was an instant in, if you will. And I have since built relationships with them. I mean, it's a $1 billion company who the CEO knows my dad personally. And they're more of a partnership. They came down for our 25th anniversary, flew in their private jet, presented him with an award for all the service. And the same is with the Wilshire Insurance Company. He's very well known throughout. He's on agents' councils, and those are our two largest companies that we still have relationships with this day. And they stuck with him through all the times, good times and bad.
Yes, so I actually came on for the 25th anniversary, and I was in charge of making that a big production. And that was so much fun. We had people come in from actually all over the states to come celebrate with our agency. We had insurance carriers from all over the country that came in that ABI meant something to them. We had clients that were 25 years old that came in that are still with us today. It was a casino theme. And so we had the showgirls come in and escort everybody in, and had casino games. But just the the whole idea of all the people that just flew in just to be here for that special occasion, for that party, was pretty phenomenal. It made a big statement in general to us, just to see how important they are to so many people.
He doesn't recognize walls. If there is an obstacle, it's a stepping stone, it's not a wall. If something needs done, he finds out how to do it. He doesn't back away from it. And he's got a wonderful sense of humor, He doesn't have a problem laughing at what's going on. He makes ABI what it is because part of ABI is caring about people, and Bill projects that.
And me and him have had some awesome battles together. We worked together on a few deals, and it's been a lot of fun. And I've really enjoyed that part of it.
So one thing that's really important to my dad, though, is that he would not be where he's at today if it weren't for his employees. He likes to stress that that they have the tools that are necessary to make our office as successful as it has been. It's something that he could not have done alone.
Was that a real fright right there? No.
I get terrified so easily. How's it going?
Good. Did you want to say a little something nice about ABI?
You know, it's a great place to work. Very family oriented. Bill's made us feel very welcomed, and he's a really great boss.
Awesome.
Really just love him.
Yes. Give
Though he's never here, but it's cool. Not bitter at all. So.
Hey, gentlemen, y'all want to say something nice about ABI?
No. Brian Lee here, been here since 2000. What's that, 18, almost 18 years?
That's 18 years.
And this is one of my longtime clients.
Yeah, I'm Donnie Long. I've been
Donnie
here
Long
since
with Get Along
2001.
Enterprises.
And these people are great. They really are. They all are. Have always treated me with the best service.
You've been here since 2001?
2001.
Yeah, so yes, very nice company to work for, and looking forward to many more years here.
Where do I begin? No. It's awesome working here. I just started in December and I love it here. I love my 3 screens. And I don't know how anyone can survive with just one, but I love my 3 screens. And the people here are awesome, and Bill is awesome, Lynn is awesome, and I just like where I work.
Hey, do you want to say something nice about
Hi, of course. I've been with the agency for a little over 5 years now. I've been working in the transportation department for years. I love it here. I love what I do. ABI is a great place, learning place. I've learned so much and grown so much as a customer service representative. And when it comes to Bill, all I can say is he is such an amazing boss and such an amazing person, and we just love him. I think I speak for everybody. We just love Bill, and we love what we do.
We love ABI. ABI is awesome. It is. And Bill and Lynn are so good to us, treat us well, and
Treat us like family.
Yes.
Of course you are.
Just like what we do with our
Yeah, she's
our
a shoo-in.
clients.
Right?
Yeah. Our clients get treated just like family.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about, is making people feel comfortable in the insurance world. So it's pretty awesome.
Man, Rochelle's got this.
I love ABI. I've been here for 12 years. It's the best place in the world. Couldn't ask for a better job.
Do you want to say something a little nice about ABI?
Sure. Our staff is extremely incredible. We love working here. It's a great place to work. Everybody's friends. We all get along.
Bill is family. Love him to death. I love him as a boss. We get along very well. We work well together. So overall, we work great together.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Bill Fortner with ABI, Risk Management Insurance Brokers. I've been here 35 years in the community. Moved here when I was 10 years old. Been able to see a lot of things happen in this community. Watch the oil and gas go up and down. I love the community. This is home. I tell everybody, I said, I live also a little bit in Nevada, but I tell everybody this is home. We were able to build this up. We do a lot of business in the community. We enjoy being a part of the community, whether it be the chamber. One of our favorite charities is what they call the Heart Gallery. That is for foster kids. And the other one that we're really proud of is what they call Grace Place. And Grace Place is a place that women can go that are contemplating an abortion, and we do our best to make sure they don't do that, and also make sure that if they do not do it, that we make sure they get taken care of. The best part about working here are the employees. We've been through probably 100 employees in the last 35 years, and we've had several retire at 20 years. Some of them with us 22 years. We got a bunch of millennials right now that are really aggressive and working and learning and doing the things that they can do, and they're the ones that make the things go around. I said, I went to the San Juan College here. And at San Juan College, the thing that I remember the most was my economic teacher said, it's not what you do, it's who you do it with. It's just to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. And that's what I've worked with all these years. I've got tremendous staff. I had tremendous partners. Learned a lot of stuff in this business, and it's just been fabulous. Farmington's a great town. And if you look back throughout the years, there used to be a slogan that would go, Farmington, Farmington, that's my hometown. And that's what it is for me, and I hope it is for a lot of people. Well, I think it's been pretty exciting. We've got, with partners and everybody else, we got about 9 family members within the agency. And we get along really well. Now, not to tell you that we don't have our disagreements once in a while, but we actually had some of the family members move to Las Vegas and help us start our Las Vegas, Nevada office. And then they've all come back this way. And we've got cousins and nieces and nephews and daughters and sons that are all working in the business, son-in-laws. And it's been good. It's really been good. And the activity that they provide in the community is really good for us also.
Bill Fortner, I want you to know that I'm going to cry. You have been huge in giving my child a voice and to let him be perceived not as an autistic boy, but as a young man who happens to have autism that has a lot to give to this world. And you're a parent. As a parent, I know that there are no words to tell you what this has meant. And you have done this for over 2,000 athletes in this state by what you've given and what you've supported. Thank you.
Well, Bill, I have really, I don't even know where to start. I have so many memories of times that we've talked, and we've talked about the Lord, and we've talked about business, and we've talked about the Crisis Pregnancy Center, and through all those things in our families and what we're all going through, and through all that, I just know that you have an incredible love for your family, incredible love for those around you, and for the ministries that you've been involved with. When you give your all, and it's so evident in your life, and I just appreciate it and love you for it.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. So first, Bill, I would like to say thank you for all of your years of commitment to IAT and Wilshire Insurance Company. It has been, I'm very proud to know you both in a professional and a personal manner. And I couldn't, it's been a great relationship. And oh, by the way, thank you so much for all of the tips on the golf game and being so patient. As much as your handicap is a great deal less than mine, but I do appreciate the fact that when we did play golf together, you were very patient. Not many people are, and so I was able to enjoy my golf game most of the time when playing with you, and all of the years that we've been together through thick and thin, I really appreciate the ongoing support that you gave to me and to the company. And I look forward, hopefully, to at least a few more years before we decide decide to retire and spend more time with our families in the future before we get too old to do so. But congratulations, my friend, and I'm really proud to call you a friend. And I look forward to a few more years together.
Hey, Bill, I just want to congratulate you on the successes that you've had through business, through life, the family that you've had and have and groomed and brought to the Lord. Lord has blessed you, and I just want to thank you for us being able to call each other friends. How through even Sunglass and AVI, that relationship is still strong today, and we have appreciated all the things that the Fortner family has done for the Freemans. And so thank you and congratulations again. Lord bless you, Bill. Thank you.
Brother Bill, if you're watching this, we've voted you off and sent you home. Bill, it's been a good, long, hard road for us. Like I say, all of us, this group that we grew up and graduated with, and a lot of us had some very humble, poor beginnings, and your friendship will always be very, very valued to me, and it will always be, I will always be proud of the fact that me and you could do business and take care of each other as many years as we did. I have a lot of respect for you. You know the situation with me and my son, and me seeing how you treat and react and love your daughters and your grandkids and your son-in-law, and and that means a lot in a man's life, and the way he acts and reacts, and it's probably not seen by a lot of people, but you have a multitude of employees, and every one of your employees love you, and I think that's what has made you somewhat the success you are. It's hard to find somebody that's respected as well as you are, and it means a lot to be able to say that you're my friend, and I'll always love you. I'll always have a lot of high regard for you. It's going to be hard to see you go on and do your retirement gig and not be around the office as much, but hopefully we can go on and everything will pretty much stay the same.
I just want to tell you thank you, Bill. Thank you for, I know this was great. Thank you for believing me and giving me the chance that you have, for showing me that there are good people out there. You know good things about me, you know bad things about me, and you still believe in me. You push me every day to succeed. And that makes me very happy, and I always do try to make you proud and try to do a good job for you, because you are AVI, and I do love you. So thank you. Enjoy your retirement, because I know you are.
Hey, Mr. Fortner, thank you for everything. I so appreciate the love you've given my family. I will never forget when you came to see Dad and you offered to say prayer with him. Thank you for all the comfort, encouragement, and everything that's made my life what it is today. Thank you again.
Okay, well, Bill, I love you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to being a part of the AVI family. And it's been great, it's been fun, and I look forward to many more years.
And he's a nice guy, and Papa is my friend. I love him. Papa's my friend. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, but can you talk aloud? Can you say that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I love you, Papa. I like you do for me.
I just want to say I love you very much, and I would not ask for any other Papa like you. And you are one of a kind, and you're an extraordinary person, Papa, father, and husband to everybody that you meet.
Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for being a father figure to me, and I love you so much.
Well, Bill, I just want to say thank you so much for being a dad in my life. You know, I have dads, but you've always been a big dad to me. I just thank you for showing me how to be a man, showing me how to be a working man, a follower of God, how a leader of my home. I appreciate all those things so much. I really enjoy the times that we get to spend together, just me and you playing golf. Those are probably some of the most memorable times traveling, selling an account here and there, but mainly the golf and me beating you most times, but you occasionally will beat me. But seriously, I do truly love you, and I'm just blessed to be a part of your family, and I just hope that I can leave a legacy similar to yours. So, thank you.
And never did I ever doubt that you wouldn't make it, because you've always been a ambitious, go-getter young man, and as the years went by, you worked hard day and night to get it going. And I saw the business grow, and the only way it was going to work is because you worked day and night on it, and you make sure that all your employees were there with you. You've always been treated them like they were part of your family, and that had a lot to do with you becoming the businessman that you did. And Bill, I'm so thankful for you. You have been a wonderful son. You've been a great example for your children. And what I love the most is that you love the Lord, and you've taught your children that without God, we can do nothing. With Him, everything is possible. And I'm really thankful for that. I'm thankful that you have grown to be the man that you are, the father that you are, and most of all, the son that you have been. And I've always called you my angel, and I truly believe you have been my angel. And I've always said that you and Jag are godly men, and I thank God for that. I thank Him for the man that you've become, the grandfather that you are, and I love to hear you pray, and I love to hear you sing. And I want you to continue doing what you have done all these years. Know that Pat has a big influence on that, because you have to have a partner to be the man that you are now. Because without her too, you wouldn't be the man that you are. And your children are a good example of that. And I thank God for you every day, and the love that you have for your family. And you've just really blessed my life all these years.
Wonderful.
And I love you very much, and continue to be the kind of man that you are, and the Christian man that you have been. I love you.
My father, to me, I just want to say that he's always just been the role model that a little girl can always have, and someone always to look up to, and who's always provided and loved us and gave us the foundation to grow up in. He just always been there, has never let us down, and even he's just an amazing father who has a kind heart, who just opens his arms up to me and my kids, and always been there for us no matter what, through the hard times, the good times, and you can't thank him enough, because it's so amazing. He's like a father that I'm so blessed to have, and just say that, he's my dad, because he's pretty awesome, and he's been an awesome role model to me, and he's just always just been there for me and my kids, my family, and he's been a father role model to my kids, both of them, and he's always stepped in when their fathers haven't been there, and he's just he's just amazing, and I'm super blessed to have him in my life, and my mom, because I didn't know no different until you get out in the world and you get older and wiser, and you realize how blessed you are, what kind of family you have in your life, and I have an amazing family. And all started, with the foundation of my mom and my dad. So, yeah. So, thank you.
Dad, I just want to thank you for all that you've done for me and my family. It's been such an honor to work with you and be a part of the family business. Didn't realize how hard it was going to be when we actually sold out. Definitely changed the dynamic of the family business. Not looking forward to the day you retire. Hopefully you don't. It's been an honor to work with you, and I just can't thank you enough for everything you do for our family, and will continue to do. I love you very much.
Dad, I just want to thank you for the opportunity that you have given me working at ABI, and for believing in me and for teaching me to be a leader, and for not giving me anything, for making me work for everything that I do and that I have. And you've been an inspiration to me. You have been my favorite boss. You are still my favorite boss. And I still learn from you every day. And it's been such a pleasure to work with you. And not gonna lie, when you're not there anymore, I'm not sure what it's gonna be like anymore. I'm gonna miss you. But just what you've taught me over the past 15 years just working with you has been amazing. I can't even ask for a better mentor or leader in my life. So thank you for all that you've done for me. I love you. Thanks.
Well, I'd like to tell you that you are my knight in shining armor, and you've always been the rock in our family and the provider, and very special to me. And I thank you for the love you have for your children and your grandchildren and for me, and for all that you've done for us, and just how you just been a great guy, a great man, and so did a great job on this business, and a great job as my husband, and I love you very much.